And here's the thing. It's not that I went over my limit. It's that my limit may not have been a good enough limit. Welcome to the PAX Unplugged Unboxing Haul, plus a couple extra things that I've gotten recently that I kind of just want to show off and talk about. And of course, to maintain my status as a hypocrite, the next video I'll put out will be the response to why hauls and haul videos are stupid. But that doesn't mean I don't have fun doing them, so I want to show you the things that I got at PAX and the things that you could maybe expect to see on this channel coming up. Plus a couple exceptions, because I had a couple packages waiting for me when I got home, and I have a couple more coming. It's bad. This is what happens when you fulfill your review obligations and you think, haha, I don't want to feel good about myself. I want to feel consistently stressed that I'm behind on putting things out. Welcome! I just got back from PAX Unplugged. You will have likely seen a recap vlog style of my experience with the convention, how I feel about the convention now. But now it is time to put all my things away and figure out that I actually don't have the shelf space for any of these. So that'll be good. Now here's the thing, okay? I tried to put a limit on this, but I also drove and wanted to save companies money on shipping. That's my job, my role here, to help save people on shipping. And if I'm not going to practice what I preach, then who am I? Who am I really? No, I didn't get that much. I have about a board game bag and a half worth of stuff, and then there are a couple other packages that I received. And I'll explain why I took everything, and I don't regret taking any of these things. I turned down taking some things. There were some offers to take things, and I just didn't think that I would be interested in them. And I only kind of regret one thing, but I'll get to that in a second. So, first off, update. I forgot this little wheelie thing in the car before I went to PAX on the last day, so I had to store everything at Lucky Duck's booth. Thanks, Devin. But the wheels on that bus that go round and round and on the Crafting Kingdoms bag worked pretty well. Just don't keep the backpack straps on while you wheel them. Then you're gonna run over your backpack straps and trip like an idiot. Let's get into the games. And the main bulk of this haul is going to come from Arcane Wonders, and there's a reason for that. One, I like a bunch of the stuff that Arcane Wonders has produced in the past. Two, I'm not as familiar with their current titles, and so I want to rectify that, especially because they sponsor the R&R show that I do on Rahdo's channel around every other week or so. The schedule is flexible, but Ruel and I do a live show on Twitch, and Arcane Wonders is sponsoring the next couple, and I wanted to make sure that I could play some of their games and talk about how fun they are, because I know they're going to be fun. I know they're legitimately going to be fun. And so one of their new releases is that I picked up that they gave me for review is Neotopia. The year is 2055. A group of entrepreneurs sets the track to create the most advanced city on the whole planet. Seems like a cool little tile layer. The pieces in this one look really nice, and this will be, I'm probably gonna get this to the table pretty quickly. You wanna be making clusters of color, basically, and it'll be overlaid on a big old board. Area control, tile laying, that style of game, which I'm excited to try. Another one that's one of their newest releases, this just got released and seems really neat, is Planetfall. Planetfall is just a core drafting game. Zach mentioned recently, or maybe I was just rewatching our video that we did together, maybe it was that he loves drafting, that he loves drafting as a mechanic, and all this is drafting as a mechanic. There's going to be this laid out track of planets. The later you go, the easier it is to get, but then you're going to pick later on in the next round. You want to get these planets into your tableau so that you can get points and just chain things together. Each commander has asymmetrical abilities. Looks pretty cool. Okay, this is making me feel better. It's actually very manageable, the amount of stuff, which is great. Next up, I have Furnace, plus the Furnace expansion, and they threw in the little Furnace playmat too, which I can't wait to try this one out. I've heard incredible things. I've been wanting to try this ever since Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co. and I did the table talk about collection size. And he said, best game for 3 players that plays in 45 minutes. And I said, Istanbul, immediately. He said, that's a pretty good one. He said, I might pick Furnace, but Istanbul is cool. So this new expansion just came out. This one, Arcane Wonders was saying that it takes the 2.3 complexity of Furnace and brings it up to a 2.7. So it makes it so much crunchier for gamers. I don't anticipate it's going to be that much crunchier. That feels like a pretty small bump to me in terms of complexity, but I'm excited to try this out base and then see what the expansion adds to the table for all of you Furnace lovers out there, and I'll see which one I'm more inclined to be interested in it. Probably with the expansion, because I like things that are a little bit more complex. And then finally, well, not finally from Arcane Wonders, but close from Arcane Wonders, I've got Smartphone Inc. as well, which again, have just heard really good things about. It's a chunky box. It is a physically heavy box. And looking at the selection, what I really appreciate about Arcane Wonders is that I think their stuff is going to be really easy to get to the table. I won't have to worry about trying to play it with specific groups. I can play it with a variety of people, and that's really important around Christmas time. When there's going to be holiday situations going on as well. So there's that. So that's what I picked up from Arcane Wonders. That is by far one of the biggest bulk grabs from a publisher. I don't really have that much else to talk about. Don't worry. Don't worry, okay? Okay, I do have a few other things. The thing I've said on the R&R show, the thing I've said about Arcane Wonders for a very long time, way back when they had the rights to Sheriff of Nottingham, before Command took it and turned it into that horrible abomination of just ugly art. Before that happened, that was a long time ago. That was probably like 10 years ago or something. Well, they had it for a little bit after that, but I got my copy of Sheriff pretty early on in my board gaming exploration. Loved it, really enjoyed it, but one of the bags broke almost instantly. And I played at a friend's house, and I was like, listen, I know this isn't supposed to happen because I've played at a friend's house and their copy is fine. I think I just have a defective copy. And Arcane Wonders immediately responded. They sent me the bag. They sent me a bunch of promo cards. And it was one of the best consumer to customer experiences I've ever had. I really have. Just the way that they handled it, the eagerness that they were to help their customer, the fact they added in those promo cards were such like a nice little touch. They just get thrown in. They're just an extra couple things that you can sneak into Nottingham. And then it happened again. And I was like, listen, I sent them another email. I said, listen, I'm really sorry, but like it also happened on this other one. And they sent me a whole 5-bag compliment. They sent me all 5 bags, just in case it was going to happen again with the other ones. And I just thought that that sort of customer service was incredible. And the bags are an integral part of Sheriff of Nottingham too. And so ever since then, I've always looked incredibly favorably upon Arcane Wonders and have been excited about their stuff. And they're a really good company. Also at the event, well, I guess you heard it in the vlog, but just to keep talking about Arcane Wonders, I played World Wonders there. I didn't get a review copy of that because I tried it out. And also they were out of it. But more because I tried it out. But that one is a fun tile laying, feels Foundations of Rome-esque, feels Planet Unknown-esque. I probably like Planet Unknown a bit better, but it's, you know, it's fun enough. Using your money, your limited resources to purchase buildings that you're trying to maximize points and fight other people for the same kind of qualifications on your own little board feels kind of like My City, gives me a similar vibe to My City as well. So that's it for Arcane Wonders. Then I was chatting with Mitch over at WizKids, and I was just saying thank you. We'd been communicating via email. I might be getting a couple things from WizKids in the mail. I'd offered to pick them up at PAX Haul to save on shipping again, but they said it was better to send from the warehouse. I think I might have Mage Knight coming in and Super Skill Pinball coming in, which I'm very excited about. We were chatting and I was telling him that I was trying to limit not take anything home, and he immediately handed me this and said, well, just because you said you weren't taking anything, take this one. But it looks fun. I took it because it looks fun. It's called Dungeon Scrawlers, Heroes of Waterdeep, and it's a real-time dungeon crawling. Says it plays in 15 minutes, says on your marks, grab a dungeon, a marker, and a character. You shuffle the mini dungeon card deck, and then you scrawl a path to the boss to defeat it. So it's like competitive maze racing, but I'm sure there's some other things in it rather than just drawing a maze. I bet you're gonna have to roll some stuff. I don't know. We'll see how it is. It might be good. It seems like kind of a fun concept, easy to play, quick to play, not too stressful yet. And then it came with a little promo pack of some mini dungeons. Okay, next up, we got this game. It's by this new company, Little Caesars, which I don't know if how much replayability it'll have, but hopefully not a lot. Hopefully it's a one-time experience. We can only hope. All right, what's next? I finally got in contact with Bezier, and I was just talking to them and wanted to create a media contact with them, and they were demoing this little card game called Scram, which they sent me home with. Honestly, I don't think I'm gonna like this that much, but I think my girlfriend's parents might really, really, really like it. It's just a basic card game, right? Like that's why my tastes kind of skew not towards the very easy, family-friendly, basic card games. But this is based off of the card game Golf, if you've ever played it. And that is basically all that I get to play when I am in the Maritimes. And so I am really, really excited about this, because I'm hoping that it just kind of, it'll be more of a team game. I'm hoping it'll ratchet, it'll make golf into something a little bit more interesting. And apparently this is a family-friendly, easier version of their game Silver. Silver being, again, sort of based in that golf card game. If you don't know what golf is, you basically have 3 rows of cards, and you want to create sets of cards, or else to negate all of their points, or else each card is worth the points on them, and points are bad. And so they're like, okay, well, you should also try Silver, which is kind of like the gamer's version of golf. And I was like, great. They have a bunch of different options of Silver, and I was like, I only really want one. Which is the best one? He said, nah, just take more than one. And I said, okay, but I really just want one. And he said, well, you know, just in case you like it, then we don't have to ship it to you. And I said, well, okay, you are speaking my language with the shipping, but I probably only need one. He said, well, just in case, it'll look exciting when you have all 4 out. And are showing them off anyway. So we'll check these out. I'm excited to check these out. I'll probably just bring to Christmas in Nova Scotia. But I'm also hopeful that with Scram, and this being sort of the step up from golf, but still really family-friendly, easy card game, I'm hoping that then I can even push them towards Silver. So I want to look through all these, see which ones have the most likely chance of hitting, and maybe get Renee's parents on board with it. Just maybe. So I don't know. I hope they're good. I also know that they said they're going to have another Kickstarter coming out for E and F. You can see it's A, B, C, and D. And so E and F, they're continuing the Silver line. And he showed me the cool storage solution that's going to be coming down that'll slip right into a calyx. You can open it up. You don't even have to pull it off the shelf because they're just little boxes. You can pull them out. I think it looks sweet. And if you're a fan of Silver, you should get excited about it. So we'll check it out, and maybe I will become a fan of Silver as well. And speaking of lighter card games, also from Arcane Wonders, there's this game Gap. The bigger the gap between your collected cards, the more points you'll score. So again, I picked this, excited to have this and play this over the holidays. This feels like that sort of like mass market holiday, parents who find Ticket to Ride at the upper echelon of complexity, and you can't really go further than that. That kind of is going to be the people who I'll be spending a lot of time with this Christmas. And so that's why I'm really, really excited actually to see Gap and Scram. And Arcane Wonders also has like a commercial for Gap. And they kept on saying, hey, have you seen our Gap commercial? And I was really confused. I thought they were doing some weird partnership with Gap, or that they were making fun of themselves because their commercial was filmed and it looked like a Gap ad a little bit. You see Ruel smiling and waving in there. I'll see if I can find it and I'll put it on the screen. But it's not that. It was an ad just for this card game. So yeah, we'll check it out. We'll see how it is. Oh, speaking of smaller card games, I also picked up a copy of Spicy, which I was really excited about because Ray, who now works for the Op, and is also on the R&R show over on Rado's channel, the extra R's whenever she's around. She recommended it as an alternative to Cockroach Poker, and also somebody who I was rooming with, Aiden, bought a copy of Spicy, and I don't know, I need to play it a little bit more. I think for me, Cockroach Poker is going to hit a little bit better than Spicy does, but I've only played it once, so jury's still out on that. But the cards, like the art and the cards on Spicy are really, really fun. I just feel like Cockroach Poker is a little bit quicker. Here, you have to be placing a card face down and you're saying the number and the suit, and then when you call someone out on it, you have to choose which are they lying about, the number or the suit. The fact that there are those two things give you something to game the system with a bit, but it also slows down the pace a little. So if this can get up to the same speed as Cockroach Poker, I like the potential because you won't be just ganging up on somebody. It's still just like a core sort of bullshit, cheat, bluffing game. But jury's still out. I had really high expectations, and they haven't been quite met yet. So we'll see. CGE also could have this is where I was a nice good boy. They could have sent me home with this other thing that they're pushing out from it wasn't developed internally. They're sort of distributing it. It's a head-to-head sort of action ability game. The drafting of it, you have 3 cards, you give 1 to your opponent, you keep 1, you put 1 in a pile that nobody can touch. Kind of reminds me of Biblios. The name of it is right there if I remember it. But I just thought it looked okay, and I didn't really want to play it. So I said no. Huh? I said no. I'm choosy. They also didn't offer me Kut Nahora, which I would have been interested in. But, you know, that's how it goes. I'm not the type of person who says, I'm on YouTube, give me games. Because I just think that's silly. If people know me and get value from the channel, then eventually they'll hook me up with stuff to highlight. One of the highlights, though, something that I'm incredibly excited about, that I was like, are you sure? You really don't have to give this to me. I swear I wasn't fishing. Is going to be run by Tim Fowers. I was really excited to get to meet Tim. Tim is the designer of Burgle Bros. Also did Fugitive, the reprint of Fugitive, Burgle Bros 2. Fowers Games is solely operated and sort of run as a lifestyle by Tim Fowers and his family. He's like, yeah, we don't do marketing. We don't really talk about our games. We just kind of put them out, and eventually people will catch on that they're really good, and then they'll start talking about them, and we'll sell more of them. He was like the most chilled, relaxed guy. I was really happy to tell him about our death match, our cooperative death match, where Burgle Bros managed to defeat Cthulhu Death May Die and came out as the #1 cooperative board game of all time in the March Madness bracket style voting that we did, and he was really excited about that. And so it was really cool that I could meet up with him and just chat and get to meet him. So that was kind of cool, and I'm really excited to try out Run. I think this one's going to be really fun. I remember back when it was on Kickstarter, I also thought it was really fun, and I think I'll be right. Oh, and then finally, in terms of released games that I brought back from PAX, this is it. This is the end. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. My only regret is that I got 4 versions of Silver when I don't know if I like it. You know, that's what I'm always tentative about, is that, like, if I like it, I'll be really excited that I have 4 copies. But if I don't, then I'll be like, it'll feel like an obligation. So I'm not sure. The last thing that I have is this little Kiri-ai, the Duel. It's a small little game. You can see it's already been opened from Lucky Duck. There's a damage on the packaging, and I was going by, and Devin said, hey, you should try this one out. Basically, you're going to have this little card in front of you. This is the battleground, and each person is going to have a samurai in the battleground in a different stance. So right now, this guy's in the heaven stance, and then you can rotate him and turn him into the earth stance, and that matters because you're going to be playing cards to move backwards and forwards on this line against your other samurai who's going to be doing the same thing. You're going to be secretly playing cards that deal attacks to certain places in the range in the battlefield. And so basically you have to anticipate where your opponent is going to be to attack them. Are you going to attack them in 1 space in front of you? 2 spaces in front of you? 3 spaces in front of you? I don't know. The same space? That's basically the decision-making space. Yuval and I played this on our way back when we were stopped in a little diner, and it's okay. It's not the best thing in the world. It's like a better way to play rock, paper, scissors, really. But I like the packaging a lot. The cards also feel really just odd. They felt gritty. Almost. It was just a weird texture, I think, for them. But it's like, but unfortunately, for me, it's really not that good. We played it that one time. I'm probably not going to play it again. Sorry, Devin. There's something there. There's something there about reading your opponent and seeing what they're doing correctly, but it often comes into this sort of dance of back and forth. I say it often. It's just like that's what was happening to me and Yuval before our food got there. And I lied to you. I'm not done with published titles as well. Because I've got Call of the Mountain King and Fall of the Mountain King and Power Plants from Kids Table Board Gaming and Burnt Island Games. I'm really, really excited to play in the Hall of the Mountain King and Fall of the Mountain King. I've heard really great things about both of these games, and I've played like a tutorial of Fall of the Mountain King at Breakout, and I thought it was pretty cool. I would like to play a full game, and with people who weren't getting up and leaving each time. So I'm super stoked. Huge thanks to Burnt Island and KDVG. And then Power Plants, I've been wanting to play this for a while. Again, when I did a sort of the 10 games that I would steal from Alex's collection, Power Plants was on there, and I've wanted to play it ever since. We didn't get a chance to play it there. I think Power Plant looks really cool. Simple tile laying thing, but you also get to activate ability. I think my friend Billy described it as more area control than tile laying. So that's exciting and potentially very easy to get to the table. Now, Burnt Island is working with my friend Yuval, my neighbor Yuval, to bring his first published design to Kickstarter next year. It's called How to Save a World, and it's gonna be good. Well, I mean, I haven't played this version of it, but I played what got signed, and what got signed was great, and they've only been developing it since. Burnt Island produce really good stuff. They really do. Endeavor Deep Sea also was really fun, and I can't wait for that to come out. I'll try to get a review copy of that because I really, really enjoyed it, and I loved what they were doing with it. And so it's the same company, but Burnt Island, the Burnt Island banner is a little bit more complex, and Kids Table Board Games, KDBG, is based upon games that you can play with your kids that you also may enjoy. So I like both of those as a concept. And I can't wait. I can't wait to play. I play both of those. That's gonna be great. So those are the published things that I brought back from PAX. That's not too bad, right? 1, 2, 3. We're calling silver 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Come on, that's pretty good, okay? That's a very reasonable haul, I think. I didn't let my eyes be bigger than my stomach, and I am actively excited to play all of these. And that's what you need to be. Even when you're acquiring a lot of games at a time, I feel like you need to be actively excited. That's that, and I am. Well, I keep saying published titles, so I have a couple more things to show off. I keep saying published titles because I also ran into the crew, Pablo's crew.
Hey, did
That's
somebody
right.
say Pablo?
Oh, hey Pablo.
How's it going there, wise guy?
Yeah. I saw your creators, copyright holders.
My sweet mommy and daddy, you know?
I guess you could call it that.
Yeah, of course. They're my sweet mommy and daddy.
Okay, I'm getting.
They made me. Now talk about the game.
I was
going
to be positive about it. That's why I took it.
Yeah, well, you better be.
Okay.
Say nice things.
Well, I ran into Tomas and Christina from Lemery Games.
Say nicer things.
Yep.
Nicer things.
And they gave me this. This is sort of their prototype copy to avoid the shipping.
Yes, we love that.
They're giving me this to a prototype copy. They're going to be having another campaign for abstract games.
And it's going to be worth $1 bajillion.
4 different abstract games.
Yeah.
And I just want you to look at how friggin' slick this box is.
It's pretty cool.
Each one you can just pull out.
Yeah.
Boom.
Show the product
and
there,
take the little box
guy.
along with it. Or
dance and shake it like your mama gave you. Come on, wise guy, do it. Do it.
You can take the little bag that goes along with it. There are all these little bags.
What is it? What's in the bag?
These little bag games, but this is just such a lovely way of organizing them. This Bug Chawl is going to be one of these 4 games.
Yeah.
And then there's going to be 3 other ones. They're going to have a Kickstarter for this coming up.
Yeah.
And it's just bringing a bunch of other little abstract games to the table. And I really enjoyed Bug Chawl. If you didn't know about Lemery Games...
You should. You're still here.
Yeah, I thought you went and you took a break. Because I forgot that you're still here.
I've been talking this whole you forgot about me, I'll stick my rifle
That's
in
probably
your mouth.
good. That's probably a good idea.
I'm gonna get out of here.
If you didn't know about Lemery Games, didn't come back. They did Chili Mafia. They did Reviving Kathmandu, which I liked a lot. And they did this Pay What You Can for Bug Chawl, where it was a Pay What You Can Kickstarter. You could pay any amount and you could get the game. And they said, yeah, some people were like, hey, can I please pay 50 cents instead of $1? Get over yourselves. You're just making them pay money. But through the graciousness of the board gaming community, which it is such a lovely community, they didn't have to pay for a bajillion people's games. And so they're going to be doing, I think, a similar thing for one of these titles. They mentioned it's all up in the air right now, right? So don't take anything that I'm saying for complete truth. But I'm excited. I'll take a look at all these 4 abstract games. I'll put out a video for the campaign because I like them a lot. I like what they stand for. I like that pay what you can model. And so I was happy to say yes and agree and make sure that I carve out the time. And also this friggin' come on. How cool is that, huh? And yes, it's a windmill. It's like a little windmill. Just, I think, such a slick, cool design. And if you like little abstract games, you can check it out. I really like Bug Chawl. Zach hated it, so it depends upon who you are. That's it. That's all I got at PAX. Those are the games that I brought home with me from PAX. When I arrived home from PAX, also this was waiting for me, so let's throw it into the haul video. Lands of Galzyr. They had reached out to me a while ago, and I was a horrible person and didn't respond because I was still mulling it over. And they said, hey, do you want to cover Lands of Galzyr? We know that you liked it way back when it was on crowdfunding, because I spoke very highly of it in that crowdfunding countdown episode. That's kind of cool that people remember. And I said, well, I don't know how often I'll be able to get it to the table because it's very storybook based. If you don't know this, it says that it's a narrative adventuring in an open world, and it looks cute. There's going to be a whole big board that you're running around and exploring, but there's going to be a lot of reading from books. There's like a big selling point of this was how many words were in the narrative textbooks. I was worried that there wouldn't be as much emphasis on the gameplay, and so I wouldn't get to play it as much or enough to work my way through all that narrative text and campaigns. And so I said that to them, and they said, oh, that's very honest of you. We'll send you a copy anyway. If you get to it, you get to it. If you don't, give it to somebody. I was like, okay. Well, and I said, and I didn't put up a fight because I think Renee might really enjoy this. So hopefully I get to play this with Renee. That's my goal. That's my goal for Lands of Galzyr. Don't cover up friggin' Hall of the Mountain King. It's so good. Let's put it up here. And then finally, I got another big box I just wanted to show you how big this is. This is a Kickstarter that came in. Oh, and this is also something that I won. It's not Iridia. Yeah, I did. I have won my share of too many board game contests. I am truly blessed. But while I was very excited to play Voidfall Beyond the Frack and get a demo of that at PAX, I'm equally excited now. Oh no, that's so big. But I got sleeves for it. Oh God. Oh my goodness. And the metal coin set and more sleeves. You know, some boxes come in a box that's too big for them, and I was hoping that this would be the case as well, and it isn't. You're so secure. Holy moly. What is this? Fractal. Beyond the Void. We're going beyond the void here. And also the little automa. This is very big. Oh no, this is so big. Fractal is a 4X game that came out around the same time as Voidfall. And if you want the 4X experience, Fractal is the way to go. There's nothing to show you on the back. If I'm remembering correctly, and I'm probably not, there might be dual cards. I think this is a 4X that's going to play really quickly. It's like half an hour per player. We've got a little mini campaign mode in there. Oh, I remember what was exciting is the different tactics cards that you play for your fighting seem really cool. There's no dice. It's 4X with no dice. It's all sort of card-driven battle, and you're trying to control bases and different places, and then it grows and changes over the course of the game. It's sort of like a living board game. A living board game? The very first one? No, that's Spiritfire. But it's one where there's a lot of like deterministic choices. I don't know, I'm excited about it. I forget a lot about it, apparently. But I can visually see it. I see a lot of triangles. That's what I see. I see a lot of triangles. I was not expecting it to be this big.
That's what she said. Yeah. Hey, I made that up myself.
Jokester over there. But this is something that I won participating in a Gleam giveaway on the Board Game Group. Yes, there's a group called the Board Game Group, and they run some Gleam giveaways, and they're very winnable. This is something that I filled out before I had started making videos, and I think I heard that I won, like, on my birthday, which was cool. And so 2 years later, come February, it's here. So I'm pretty excited to check this out. I'm more excited that and I feel very grateful and gracious that I managed to win this. I think it's going to be super cool, and I'm the most grateful that I have to sleeve it because I have the sleeves that go along with it. So I'm gonna have to sleeve it, and we all know how great I am at sleeving games. So that's it. That's the big old PAX haul. What's upcoming on the channel. These are the things that I'm going to prioritize, and who knows, there may be some other things coming in too. I'm going to avert my eyes from, let's get these back in the frame, come on. This art is dark, but really cool. I'm going to avert my eyes from the crunch. I'm just going to look at the nice, easy to table games and cross those off on my list first. But thanks for being here. I am excited about all this stuff. I think games are inherently really, really great. I think it's always fun to get a lot of stuff. I know Christmas is around the corner or just happened, depending upon when this comes out. I think I have to put out a few reviews before I can put this out. But so hopefully, maybe I'll put this out after Christmas. Christmas has just happened, and hopefully you also got a big old pile of games that you can revel in. I know I'm not getting any games for Christmas. My family doesn't give me games for Christmas anymore, which makes me really sad, but also, like, I get it, and it's a smart thing to do. So this I'm going to treat as my Christmas board gaming haul, and I hope you got some fun games for Christmas as well, and have enjoyed playing them. Drop down below, what do you got for Christmas? What you're excited to open? What's the next new game on your plate? Pinch that like button. My name's Chris George, I don't have a catchphrase, and I don't have any shelf space, and gotta figure it out before Renee comes home. Bye!